Right, we got Jack Pearce, the Bognor manager. You ain't got to switch nothing on, mate. Just put it there. Basically, what a fantastic game of football, exciting game of football at Fetcham Grove. A lot of controversial things happening in the game, and apparently we've just seen the footage of our apparently winning offside goal, and it's never offside. So that's all over Twitter already. That the linesman's made a catastrophic mistake there.
Have you looked at the penalties?
No, well, you tell me your view. I'm Leatherhead. You tell me your view.
You're Leatherhead. I'm going to say you have to accept that people, like the players, will make mistakes.
Right.
And I can't possibly comment on the offside.
No, of course
because I'm on the halfway line.
Can't. No.
But if you say that that's what the evidence is, that's the footage, then that's that. And all I'm saying is, if you were careful enough to look at that, did you look at the penalty?
We haven't. I've got.
I wonder why that is.
no, we're quite happy to look at that.
We'll see where that takes us. All I've said, and I've said it to the referee, because they're learning the game. I just didn't think that game you needed 8 bookings to control it or whatever it was.
Right.
And I thought it was a very competitive game. We're delighted to come here and get a point. Now, people might say, they're bottom of the league and you're in mid-table.
Well, we're second bottom of the league.
Second of the league. Well, you're down the
bottom, Jack.
You're down the bottom of the league. You're down the bottom.
We're down
in the last 6 games now, where you've only lost 1, which is 1-0 away to Cheshunt, and that's no disgrace. And that's no disgrace for anybody.
No.
So you've obviously put together. Your manager's done extremely well. And I watched you against Margate. You were competitive. I thought they shaded the first half and you shaded the second half, which that's how I saw the game. I think you most have a similar problem to us at times. You most probably could do with some forwards, but everybody's looking for forwards.
True.
Never easy, but the attitude's good. The team works hard, and if any manager gets 11 players fit and working hard, and you make yourself difficult to get beat, and you do that very well.
What do you contribute to yourselves? I'm sure that Bognor and Bognor fans would be expecting you to be competing in that top 5 or top 6. What's your what can you say regarding that? Why do you think you're not in that area at the minute, or indeed do you think you're going to get in that area?
I don't think we're going to get in that area this season.
Right.
But when we put the squad together at the start of the season, we had a 16-man squad, and most managers have a rough idea what players will be in their starting 11 on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. And I had a view that there was 8 players that would most probably be in our starting 11 if we're going to do well.
Right.
We've now played 36, 37 competitive games. And how many times do you think those 8 have been in the starting 11?
Has it been that? What's that, through injuries or?
All the various things. How many times do you reckon?
3 times?
0.
Right.
How many times have 7 been in the starting 11?
Okay, obviously
there's once. Okay. How many times do you think? And you do, and unfortunately, whatever managers say, and we always have to be careful when you're talking openly about your team.
Yep.
But any manager who's telling you the truth will always tell you there's certain players that are more influential than others in any team. And if you lose those influential players, they have a major impact on the rest of the team. And what I consider to be our influential players, where I think there's about 7 of them, they haven't played once this year. Right. Well, once. We had 1 game when they played him, and we actually lost that. But you know what I mean. But that's football. But no, we've just had no consistency. But today, you see, you look at it, and there's 6 of that team today that are 19 and under.
Right. Okay.
So it's more of a youth team than than that. So I'm quite pleased with their development. Yeah. I understand our supporters being disappointed. They think they should be up the top, but really, Worthing are, in my opinion, the best constructed passing team in the league at the moment.
Right.
That's my personal opinion. And after them, I think there's about 9 clubs, and there's hardly anything between them.
Let's drill it down a bit. So Worthing to win, yeah?
No, not definitely.
Right,
I still think. All I'm saying is, what I've said is that, in my opinion, Worthing. Remember what I said, are the best passing team. If I think they have a weakness due to the way they commit people forward, they are open to a counter-attack.
Right.
But there's not many people brave enough to do what's necessary to counter-attack them.
Right.
And that's where they're weak.
What have you done against them this year?
Yeah, we beat them once and lost.
Right,
twice.
okay, so even Stevens.
Even Stevens and that in the league.
Okay, all right. Worthing might or might not win the league.
They'll definitely won.
Who's in that playoff position?
Enfield, obviously.
Enfield, then?
And they're a different kettle of fish and a much more difficult team to beat. Folkestone, I think, will be there because even though I think Folkestone have weaknesses, I think their front players, if they keep them fit, will score them enough goals.
Right, so we got Worthing, Enfield, Folkestone.
Yeah.
Come on then. Who's the next
two? I think the rest of them, I wouldn't be surprised on any result that the next 8 get. Hornchurch could be they're the team that's really at the start of the season underperformed for the potential.
From what they've done last year.
From what they did last year. But they got a good manager, very experienced. He didn't panic.
No.
And he's worked them very hard, and they've got on a good run.
Right, let's put Hornchurch in there, so we've got one more spot vacant.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to lay any money.
You ain't putting Lewis in there, then? No. You're not putting Lewis in there?
No, what I'm saying is Lewis have been, what's the word I'm looking for? They've got the points, which are always handy, but they have played more games than anybody.
Well, and you ain't even spoke about Bishop Stortford.
No.
So
I think Kingstonian, Bishop Stortford and Lewis. I don't think there's a hair's breadth between them.
Between those three?
No, I don't think there's a hair's breadth. I think on the day, and if they get the wrong players injured,
right,
their results will be inconsistent like a lot of others. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, with our full strength, when everybody's fit for us, I'm not surprised if we beat Worthing or anybody, but I'm also not surprised if we lose to anybody, because we're very young and very inconsistent.
All right, Jamie Howe's come back. What's the thinking about bringing Jamie back to his roots and back to Bognor Football Club? What's the thinking on that?
Well, it's Jamie's very involved with our youth set structure.
Right.
And we're looking at maybe doing something a little bit different in the club in future years. I've got Robbie with me, and Jamie's. I knew he was not struggling because him and Kingstonian were a good match, him and Hayden.
Yeah.
But it is a long way. It's difficult to get from Worthing to Kingston 3 times a week, and he's very keen with his boy. His son's a very good footballer.
Right.
Looks like he might have a bright future. He's with Brighton at the moment. Jamie likes to watch him on a Saturday morning.
Right, okay.
Coming up to Kingston, and that becomes problematic.
Right.
We spoke, and it was really a no-brainer, really, to get him back involved.
Right, well, Jack Pearce, as honest as ever, mate. I love your honesty. And you're going to have a drink in the bar with us before you go?
I might have a drink, but only if you're paying.
Thanks a lot, Jack Pearce. Thank you.